Hello and welcome to Let's Play World of Mixed Martial Arts 5. This is 2K and this is the second part of Gamma Battle Line 6, the main card for that show. And we opened the main portion of that show with Sweet Baby Tank Manoa versus the Brazilian bomber Gladstone Lopez. There's the opening bell. Lopez comes forward and the two fighters start trading blows. Manoa fights off a counter jab. Lopez connects with two left jabs but doesn't hit the leg kick follow-up. Lopez moving forward constantly trying to pressure Manoa into exchanging strikes. Manoa hits a counter left hand. Lopez cannot connect with a jab, but then he scores with a right cross. Lopez coming forward to attack. Manoa hitting a left hand in the exchange. A jab hits home from Lopez, and then he scores with a right cross. Lopez moving forward, pressuring. Manoa's countering. Lopez hits a couple of minor left hands, but Manoa avoids the big right. Manoa warily circling, looking for the opportunity he needs to initiate some grappling, the wrestler here. Jab hits home from Lopez, and then he lands a right hand. Jab hits home, and he hits a leg kick. Lopez throwing some strikes and a fast leg kick, but Manoa is equal to all of them. And Manoa comes in, and he finally gets that clinch halfway through the round. Lopez blocks Manoa from throwing a knee, as Manoa is trying to muscle him up against the cage. And Manoa does it with Lopez being stuck with his back to the cage, and we have smothering. Smothering. More smothering, but Lopez wrestles his way out of trouble and circles back to center with 45 seconds left. Jab is wide from Lopez, but then he scores with the right cross as time runs out on round one. Definitely give that to Lopez. There's the bell and round number 2 begins. Lopez lands a left hand and then scores with a leg kick. Closing the distance, looking to strike is Lopez. Manoa appeared to be going to try and get in close, but Lopez initiated first. A jab from Lopez hits, but nothing but air with the big right. Taking a few gulps of breath, Lopez is given the first hints that he is starting to tire a touch. As he moves in, preparing to throw. Manoa may have been aiming to get in close, but Lopez is just the aggressor in this fight. Lopez hits a left jab and then catches Manoa with a right roundhouse kick to the body. Moving forward, Manoa is looking for an opening to grapple. Lopez cannot hit a setup left jab, but then hits a nice straight right that lands hard. Again, Lopez being the aggressor. Lopez failing to find a home for the jab, but then catches Manoa with a crunching right hook. Jab is wide from Lopez, but again with a right hook. Lopez with a left jab and a right hook. And Lopez is fatigued. He's just been punching too much. Steps in. Lopez throwing some strikes and a kick, but they're all able to be defended here. And he catches the kick. Manoa caught the kick. And he's trying to put him to the mat. And he takes him down. Lopez pulls guard. Halfway through the round here, Manoa unloads with some right hands from guard. Lopez pulls Manoa close and hits a series of short, sharp punches to the side of the head. Manoa fires off some rights, but Lopez is not troubled by them. Manoa leans back to avoid a couple of wild swings from Lopez here as he is attempting to pass guard and gain a better position. He gets to half guard. And he attempts to pass half guard. Lopez able to find out if we got a scramble here. Scramble sees Lopez up first, only to be grabbed and wrestled up against the cage almost immediately. Manoa traps Lopez up against the cage using double underhooks for control, and nothing happens. Lopez looks very tired out there. They say that fight went to Lopez as well, as there were a couple good shots. The 3 right hooks come to mind there. It's definitely going to be an interesting round 3. As Lopez is gassed. Lopez closing the distance, obviously looking to strike. Lopez throwing a 1-2 punch combo, but Manoa avoids both. Lopez hits a left jab and then hits a scything kick to the legs of Manoa. Manoa is starting to slow a touch, perhaps conserving a little bit of his energy now. So a jab lands from Lopez, but it is the leg kick that follows is dodged. Lopez connecting with a jab, but unable to hit with the leg kick follow-up. Lopez closing in on Manoa, looking to unleash some strike. Lopez connects with a nice jab and then hits a nice straight right that lands hard. Lopez cannot connect with the left jab, but he is able to hit with a beauty of a straight right. And Manoa uses that straight right as a takedown attempt. Lopez partially defends it and is hopping on one foot and is driven into the cage. And we have smothering. 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 Lopez definitely won that fight. 30-27, 30-27, 30-28. Gladstone Lopez. Giving thanks, Gladstone Lopez praises his team at House of Pain, his various sponsors, and the fans who came out to support him. He is asked who he'd like to fight next, and he calls out Tim Boyer, saying he can't beat me. Tim Boyer is getting a title shot, so no. Next, we got the Iron Man, Junior Pattinkin versus Derek Smashmouth South. I see. I really am rooting for Junior here because Derek South looks like an idiot. Here's the opening bell. We start with a touch of gloves. Jab lands from South, but the big right hand follow-up misses. Pattinkin comes forward, willing to take a few shots as long as he's close enough to wrestle. Jab hits home from South, and then he hits Pattinkin with a straight right. Pattinkin, wanting to grapple, comes forward. He appears willing to risk a few shots to close the distance. South throws a 1-2, but Pattinkin was equal to it. Pattinkin is able to grab South. South using his wrestling to smother Pattinkin and stop him from using any dirty boxing. And Pattinkin is trying to push South up against the cage, and he does so. South is trapped up against the cage, and Pattinkin hits him with a quick elbow. The strike appears to open a small gash under the eye of South. And the clock is stopped as the referee wants to check on that cut. And doesn't look like it's going to be an issue, so they're going to get back to center and start things back up. South lands a left jab, but Pattinkin avoids a big right. Pattinkin gets hold of South without taking too much damage and is trying to get him back up against the cage. Pattinkin manages it and controls South up against the cage as if that stoppage never happened. Halfway through the round, South is trapped, and Pattinkin again hitting him with the elbow. Short uppercut. Pattinkin drops down and gets a hold of the legs. South is standing on the other foot, though, leaning up against the cage. But he is taken down as Pattinkin gets into guard. Pattinkin looking to get past. South is able to counter, and they find themselves scrambling. Pattinkin is left turtling with South behind him. South firing away with punches. Stung by several big shots as we move into the final 60 seconds of the round. South pounds away with rights, but Pattinkin covers up, and only a few manage to get through here from the back position. South pounding away, unable to land many clean shots. And as Pattinkin is able to cover up well as time expires here. Derek South with that last flurry of punches from the back position, able to kind of sneak the round out there. Pattinkin was doing well, but he went to go past guard, and that gave Derek South the advantage. Pattinkin, a heavy favorite, would not have expected the first round to go like that. And he looks dazed. Honestly, I think that separation over the cut kind of took a lot of the momentum away because early pressed up against the cage, hitting his strikes. I don't know. Didn't help, that's for sure. Pattinkin appears to be going in to try and get in close, but South took the initiative first. South can't hit the setup left jab, but lands a big right hand. South looks like he may have broken his hand with that last punch. Oh, jeez. As they come in together for a clinch, Pattinkin appears to be the aggressor. Using his wrestling skill, Pattinkin gets South up against the cage. And he's got him there. And a sharp foot stomp. Uppercut. Elbow. 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 The cut's open. Uppercut. Again, with the checking of the cut. Oh, this ref. Yes, the doctor is happy. It's not going to be an issue. And they are brought back to center. So again, the advantage taken away from Pattinkin. South looks like he's tiring as we go into the second half of this round as they come together and start wrestling in the over-under clinch position. Pattinkin looks like he got the better of the clinch, and he's muscled him back up against the cage again. Pattinkin tries to keep him up against the cage with wrestling, but South reverses it, so he is the one in control. South smothering Pattinkin up against the cage. Smothering. That was apparently an exciting round apart from the smothering. And they're saying South had that round again as well. I don't know if I agree with that, but okay. Yes, Pattinkin needs to go to a finish. What an upset this would be. I would be upset. They come together and start wrestling in the over-under clinch position. Pattinkin wrestling his way to a dominant position in the clinch. South gets caught with a couple of nice shots as Pattinkin uses dirty boxing to inflict some damage. And wrestles him up against the cage, but South won't let it happen. Pattinkin says it should happen. And it does. I see your rejection, and I reject your rejection. Pattinkin smothering South up against the cage and hit him with knee strikes to the rib. Sharp right to the ear. South looking ragged. Pattinkin hits South, who is pressed up against the cage with an uppercut. Few shots from dirty boxing. Pattinkin pins South up against the cage and gets a couple of right hands to the side of the head. And an elbow shot here, but South is able to get away from it. Halfway through the round, and they're brought back to center. Pattinkin starting to slow a little bit, as he is not able to hit those shots. South trying to get that grapple in there. Looking for it. Pattinkin throwing a quick punch that doesn't land. South clinches. South wrestles Pattinkin backwards up against the cage. But he can't do it. He ends up being out-wrestled in the grapple. He gets caught with a couple of short punches as Pattinkin, using his dirty boxing there, as we move to the final 60 seconds of the round. Pattinkin hits South with some strikes to the side of the head while grappling. And a big knee shot to the body. Trying to muscle him up against the cage, but South won't allow it. South gets caught with a couple of nice shots. Some dirty boxing there, and that's the round. That might also be the fight to Derek South. We shall see. Johnny Bear Bowman scored it 29-28 South. Edward Wild has scored it 29-28 Pattinkin. Franklin Menkins has given 29-28 to Pattinkin. The winner by split decision, the Iron Man Jr. Pattinkin. It was a decent fight. Giving thanks, Junior Pattinkin praises his team at Evolution MMA, his various sponsors, and the fans who came out to support him. Junior Pattinkin thinks he should have been a unanimous decision. Fuck you, Derek South. We got Ashley the Tiger Ballard versus Adam Blitz. I'm going to take a sip before we keep going. Here we go with our third fight on the card here. Both fighters move in and engage. Right, misses a right jab. White and right's going to fuck me up this entire read. White misses a right jab and gets countered with a left jab and a right hook to the ribs that doesn't land. Ballard comes forward. White hits a jab in the exchange. And White falls for a clever feint as Ballard is unable to capitalize with his jab but able to hit a low kick to the legs. Ballard coming forward and the two fighters exchange strikes. White hits a counter left hand. Ballard throws two quick punches. It doesn't hit with either. Second up with excellent timing. White comes forward and shoots for the takedown, and he gets it. Ballard pulls guard. White smothering Ballard with his body by pushing down and forward. Ballard is controlled up against the ground. White starts trying to work and get past guard. After a struggle, he is able to get to half guard. Ballard is defending with tenacity. He is doing everything possible to frustrate White. And White looks just trying to get past that half guard there, but Ballard able to keep it. White's trying to get out of half guard. And he passes but loses control momentarily and a scramble begins. Scramble sees White up first, and he is quick to grab a waist lock on Ballard, gaining back control. German suplex by Adam White. Ballard tries to roll away after the impact, but ends up having his back taken, and White is just clean shots to the head from the back. That's saved by the bell, I think, there. Holy cow. Round 2 beginning here. Ballard initiating an exchange of strikes. White firing off a counter jab. Combo that ends with a kick to the leg that fails to land for Ballard. Ballard steps forward and trying a striking exchange here. White firing off a counter jab but does not connect. Ballard throws a 2-punch combo, but White able to avoid both. Ballard steps forward and a strike exchange begins with White throwing a counter jab that misses. Ballard lands on left jab but misses with a vicious right. Moving forward constantly, Ballard is pressuring White. White throws a counter jab but misses. Ballard misses all the strikes in a combo that ends with a low kick to the legs. So they come together and strike. Ballard counters a right hand with a couple of jabs that are followed by a right hook that is avoided at the last second. Ballard comes forward to attack. Steps into the pocket and labs a jab that he catches right with a right hook. Quick exchange of strikes. Doesn't lead to anything as we go halfway past the round here. Combo that ends with a roundhouse body kick fails to land for Ballard, and White clinches up. Using his wrestling ability, he pushes Ballard up against the cage. He's got Ballard up against the cage. It's smothering, 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 smothering as round 2 ends with White getting the win in that round as well. Ballard really needs to knock him out here. After his corner gives a pep talk, Ballard is getting more and more psyched up. It's now or never. He has to go for the finish. Here we go. One last round. Ballard doesn't trouble his opponent with a combination ending in a body kick. White was ready and catches the kick. White trying for that takedown. Gets it. Ballard pulls guard. White smothering Ballard with his body by pushing down and forward. Looking to pass guard and get side control. Gets half guard. White pounding away on Ballard but not doing much there. Halfway through the round. White catching his breath, just laying on him. Small strikes, catching his breath. Catching his breath. Few punches as he catches his breath. Final minute of the round. Looking to get side control. Ballard blocks, and that's the round. So, to recap, Ashley Ballard got pumped, came out, threw a kick. Adam White caught the kick, took him down, and then laid on him for 5 minutes. Solid. Judges' scores are being announced. These should all be 30-27s. Yes. The winner by unanimous decision is Adam Blitz White. And White thanks everyone connected to Evolution MMA for helping him prepare for this fight, then his sponsors for supporting him financially. He's then asked who he'd like to face next, and that answer is Buddy Gardner would be someone he'd like to compete against. That was a charismatic performance from a very good talker. And here is our main event of the evening. Manuel the Prodigy Silva trying to take the welterweight championship from Spanish Silk, Julio Reguero. Round 1 begins. Silva comes forward looking to force a strike exchange, moving into the pocket. But a successful feint leaves Reguero vulnerable. Silva can't connect with a jab, but scores with a left cross. As they exchange strikes again, Reguero able to get the counter jab. Silva fails to find a home for his jab, but he catches him with a left hook. Stepping forward looking to strike Silva. But Reguero is the one who lands the left hand in the exchange. A 1-2 failing to land there from Silva. They're both trading leather, but not much coming from it. Reguero able to get a counter jab in there. Silva moves in behind 4 quick punches, all of them landing. But he misses with the attempt on the body after. The follow-up not getting in there. They stand and trade, but all the shots are either off target or safely dealt with as we get halfway through the round. Reguero able to hit a counter left hand. Silva landing with a jab and then catches Ruggiero with a spin kick to the body as we go halfway past this round officially. Quick exchange of strikes doesn't lead to anything. Silva coming forward, pressing inside into the pocket, pressuring him. But he's able to land a combo that ended with an attempted roundhouse body kick. Silva comes forward, walking down Ruggiero. Ruggiero managing that counter jab. Silva connecting with a jab, but a big left hand kick is wide of the mark. Ruggiero missing a right hook that leaves himself open to be countered with a right jab and then a kick to the thigh. 1 minute in the round left. Silva attacking with strikes. Ruggiero throws a counter left that doesn't connect. Silva fools Ruggiero with a feint and is able to throw a quick 1-2 after, but does not land either blow. Takedown attempt from Ruggiero with 35 seconds left. Takedown is completed. Silva's on his back and pulls half guard. Ruggiero pounding away. Silva isn't troubled by it. Silva tries to sweep Ruggiero as time expires. They're giving that one to Ruggiero because of the takedown. Silva, though, had some good pressure going for a little while. Really, it was only Ruggiero's counter jabs that were getting in. But that takedown, giving it to Ruggiero. Here we go, round 2. Silva initiates an exchange of strikes. Ruggiero throwing a counter jab, but missing. Silva connects with a jab, but the roundhouse kick is dodged. Silva coming forward to attack. Ruggiero lands 2 left hands in the exchange. Silva again fooling Ruggiero with a feint, but again not able to capitalize on it. Silva move forward, constantly pressuring him. Ruggiero lands 2 left hands in the exchange. Jab hits home from Silva and then lands a low kick to the legs. Silva uses a right jab, but Ruggiero avoids a big left. Silva comes forward and the 2 fighters start trading blows. Ruggiero fights off a counter jab, a 1-2 from Silva failing to land. Quick flurry of 5 punches from Silva, sees all of them hit home, and then a left cross follow-up also hits home. Silva is starting to breathe a little heavy, though. That took a little bit out of him. And he is able to hit with a straight right, though. So they're exchanging strikes. Silva's definitely getting the better of him. As we pass halfway mark of this round, Ruggiero is limping from those leg kicks. Silva steps forward in a striking exchange. Ruggiero getting a left hand in there. Silva feints one-way throwing. Ruggiero off balance and steps to the other side, but unable to capitalize on it. He is able to get that left hook on after, though. Maybe just enough to get him off balance. Stepping in closer, Silva hits a right hand, followed by a leg kick. But that leg kick is too slow and it gets caught by Ruggiero. Ruggiero's looking for the takedown. I couldn't read that. Let me click previous. Silva prevents the takedown. Manages to yank his leg free entirely. Silva pressuring in the pocket. Misses all the strikes in a combo that ended with a low kick to the legs. Under a minute left. Striking. Not doing much. Ruggiero able to get a jab in. Silva able to get a left cross in as they come together with 11 seconds left. And the round ends. It's definitely Silva in that round, right? Yes. Tied up 19-19. Here we go, round 3. Ruggiero looked like he was going to shoot in, but Silva simply took the initiative first. Silva lands a right hand and then scores with a high-impact left roundhouse kick to the ribs. Limping slightly, Ruggiero is definitely starting to feel all those damage to the legs there. So fighters go toe-to-toe with strikes, nothing really getting in, though. A jab lands from Silva, but he doesn't hit the leg kick follow-up. Silva comes forward. Ruggiero throws a counter jab, but misses. Silva lands a jab. Then he hits Ruggiero with a straight left. So they go toe-to-toe without anything really going in there. Ruggiero looked like he was going to shoot, but Silva simply took the initiative first as he comes in with 5 quick punches, landing 2 of them and a left cross follow-up. Halfway through the round, Ruggiero again trying to shoot in, but Silva too aggressive. Silva uses the right jab but his big left hand follow-up misses. Silva comes forward. Ruggiero firing off a counter jab. Silva lands a flurry of 3 quick punches and then hits Ruggiero with a leg kick. Silva looks to be moving slower now. Coming in. Ruggiero throws a counter left, but it doesn't connect this time as Silva throws 4 punches, 2 of them getting in. But he missed the attempt to go to the body after. He misses the 1-2 after as well. Silva takes a moment to switch to a traditional stance. Ruggiero might have been looking to shoot there, but Silva able to get a punch in. Ruggiero avoiding it. Final 60 seconds of the round. Ruggiero throwing punches, but there's not really anything behind him. Punch from Silva fails to land. Silva moves in on Ruggiero, preparing to throw. Silva throws a quick punch, doesn't land. Doesn't look like Silva has much left in the tank here at the end of round 3. Silva moving in closer. Ruggiero lands a couple of weak left hands. Silva can't hit a setup left jab. Then scores with a right cross that hit hard. Ruggiero using that to set up a takedown. And Silva is on his back. Second takedown of the match. And then that's the round. Silva got that, but he is gassed. And Ruggiero, he's a champion. He's fought championship rounds before. So we'll see how this goes. It's 29-28 to Silva, but 2 rounds remaining. That's not the end of the fight. Silva looks confident, shortening the range as he looks to strike. Silva throws a 2-punch combo, but Ruggiero avoids both. Takedown attempt. And it's successful. It's a single leg that leaves Silva pulling guard. Ruggiero tries to loosen the guard, possibly thinking about a leg lock. But he is unable to do so. In guard, Ruggiero throws a couple of punches designed to keep Silva guessing. Ruggiero pounds away with rights, but fails to land any significant blows. In guard, Ruggiero begins working to pass into side control. And he is able to pass guard, but cannot secure side control as they are scrambling. Ruggiero again managing to come up on top. Silva pulling half guard. Ruggiero firing off some rights, but Silva isn't troubled by them. Trying to get out of half guard into a better. Ruggiero is too skilled for Silva, gaining side control. Silva is making him work really hard for it, but he attempts a knee bar there. Silva fights it off. Another knee bar, another fight off. Ruggiero pounding away, but Silva able to deal with it. The time runs out on round 4. Definitely ties it up there. So going into round 5, whoever wins this round wins the title. 2 fighters engage. Silva hits a jab but has a left hand absorbed on the gloves. 2-punch combination with a quick right and a straight left for Ruggiero, and then he pulls him into a clinch. Ruggiero muscling Silva up against the cage, driving a knee to the thigh. Silva takes a knee strike just above the hip, and again, and a foot stomp. Silva gets caught with a knee to the side of the stomach and a foot stomp. Ruggiero tries to throw a knee to the thigh, but Silva seizes a chance to create some space and break free. He looks very, very tired, though. Ruggiero is just starting to slow, but Silva looks like he is done as they come together and strike. Ruggiero misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a jab and a big right hand that just misses. But Ruggiero pulls him into a clinch, muscles him up against the cage, and they are up against the cage again halfway through the round. Ruggiero catching him with an elbow to the face. Ruggiero foot stomps. Silva controlled. Foot stomp. Elbow. Tries to get an elbow in. Unable to do so. Knee strike to the ribs. 1 minute remaining. Silva defending a little bit, but it's not looking good. Angling for a takedown attempt. Can't get it. Silva finds a home for the jab and then a left hand. And the fight is over. To me, Ruggiero retained, but whoa, that was close. Here come the official scores. Johnny Barebohm gives us a score of 48-47 in favor of Ruggiero. Franklin Mencken, 48-47, Silva. Edward Wild scored at 48-47, Ruggiero. Spanish Silk, Julio Ruggiero is the winner by split decision. Spanish Silk, Julio Ruggiero makes his first defense of the Gamma welterweight title. Giving thanks to Julio Ruggiero, thanks his team at Gothenburg Submission Fighting, his various sponsors and the fans that came out to support him. He praises Silva for a tough fight. He gave a good performance, engaging the crowd and making himself look great. And that is that. I'm definitely going to be booking these two again, because that did very well. Popularity increase. I guess yeah, sub of the night was definitely that, and fight of the night was definitely the main event. No knockout of the night because no one got knocked out in this show. All right, well, thanks for watching, and we will be back for the next show.